Hello everybody, hey, it's Faulkner, and it's time for the cut test on the Microtech MSI. Before I get going, I just want to throw something out there to you guys, because I know a lot of people, I would save it to the end, but a lot of people don't make it that far. Nick Edwards, Behind the Edge. He's got a video out right now. He is selling some knives. He's a great guy, good friend, and if you are thinking that you might sell a knife, sorry, not sell a knife, buy a knife, or you just want to see some cool knives, because he's got some really nice stuff, and he is in a position where he needs to sell. So he is, he always gives good prices when he sells knives. He's dropped them down, and he's looking for best offers and things like that. So anyway, I just want to get that out there. I did a post on my channel, which I don't do too often. I just want to get as many people at least aware of this if they want. He's not the kind of guy that would ask for people to go out of their way or whatever. But, I know that he is in a situation where he doesn't want to sell these things. And so I'm just trying to help him out. So we'll get into this now. Faulkner 5, number 4. That means we're really close. That means we got one more week of one more knife. And that means that Blade Show is the following weekend after that. So it's real close now. Less than 2 weeks. I'm very excited. I think I'm excited about this knife too. I think it's going to cut well. But you never know until you test it, right? And that's why we do this. I mean, I could tell you, hey, this thing is super sharp. But I just want to show you, show you guys. And it may turn out that it's not as sharp as I think it is. So we'll see. We'll see. And this is not scientific or anything like that. And it's nothing against the knife. I've had the knife in my collection for a while. I've used it. I haven't sharpened it. I've stropped it this week, but I haven't sharpened it probably not at all, really, since I bought it. So, but it still seems really sharp. And that's the reason why I haven't sharpened it yet. But we will do that tomorrow. We will be doing the sharpening. I don't think it's going to take too much, but we'll see. So we're moving along. One good thing about these cutting test videos is I'm moving through this Spyderco catalog right here that I've been, since I've started the channel and done any cutting. It's kind of like a theme that I've used. I said, man, I already got like 2 other Spyderco catalogs. I don't want to get rid of them. So why not use them for the test? So or for any time I'm cutting on the channel. So we got the Resilience, sorry, here. Very cool knife. Looks like a lightweight version and then a regular version, possibly. And yeah, lightweight there, regular. So yeah, they got so many. I mean, I can't remember how many pages, but it looks like this is page number 118. And I'm maybe a little more than halfway through. So you could imagine. If you ever get a chance to pick up one of their catalogs, it's just fun to go through. I always fly out to the shows, and I'll get them at the shows, and I'll just look through them on the flight back, that kind of thing. All right, let's see how it cuts. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tip's good. A little slicey like that. I'll try to just kind of go straight down as best I can into the camera. I have to get it kind of started, but then just kind of pushing. Now this is hard because normally when you're cutting paper, you want to do a little slicing. You want to do a pull. So I got caught on a little spot here, but I'm going to continue to just try to push down. If the blade is super sharp, it will just cut right through it. I've had some, and it probably will after I sharpen it. Yeah, so you can see it's having issues. But as soon as I do a little bit of a pull on it, like most cuts that you do, see how I'm kind of pulling? I start at the back of the blade, then as I go through, I kind of pull through. So that really helps the edge to cut, kind of a slight sawing motion. But yeah, definitely makes a difference. So I think that was successful. Let's see what the cardboard does. So cardboard is, we talked about this on Beezus Live last night. Cardboard is somewhat, what's the word? Abrasive. And he was talking about using it as a stropping thing on the edge of it, because he was kind of going over stropping last night. And so, yeah, so when you're cutting a lot of boxes, and that's why a lot of people use cardboard as a test media for cut test, because you keep cutting and cutting and cutting, and you're gonna eventually dull any blade. And cardboard is one of those things that is going to have an impact on how well the blade cuts. Now, I'm also cutting through tape here, and it doesn't seem to even be noticing the difference, when usually that would be an issue. So, yeah, I think it's cutting pretty darn well. Let's see if I can do like a little bit. And then we'll do some utility cuts, because this blade is really well designed for doing utility cuts. It's got that tip way down at the bottom. Also, every time I'm doing a Faulkner 5, I'll throw some stabs at a tree or something. Nothing serious. I like trees. I don't want to damage them or anything, but just get the feel of how it fits in the hand. How if your hand feels like it's going to slide up or anything. No issues with that on this knife, and whether or not that tip is out front enough to get that stabbing motion. I think that's important with a knife, personally. Not that you're doing a lot of stabbing with knives, but knives you never know when you gotta poke into something to start a cut. So anyway, very nice. What do we got next? Let's do this stuff is almost just kind of like for fun. The pool noodle. You do notice whether or not you got a clean cut, but I haven't really had one that didn't cut super clean. It's just a kind of a feel thing for how well it cuts, and this one is definitely just cutting very, very well. And you can see that it's not doing really much in the way of tearing. Maybe a little bit right here. There might be a little bit of a tear there, but in general, very clean. Yeah, so I mean, I think that once this thing's cut through, I got about this much more of it. You can't even see the whole thing on the camera. But, once that's cut through, I think I'll move on to like hose or something like that a lot of people use. Let's get some rope out. Well, we'll start with the paracord this time, because it's easier to grab out of the box. So let's see how, just cut flat down on the table. There's really no problem. No problem. Clean cuts all the way through. Then we'll kind of fold it over and cut. So a lot of times when you're cutting cord and things like that, this is how you're going to actually be cutting. Yep, nice, 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 nice. It's really showing no weaknesses in this cutting test so far. Of course, we got some more materials that. Oh, geez. I'm gonna pause for a second. Okay, we're back. Emergency has been avoided. Funny thing is, it was actually my car. I had my keys in my pocket, and it doesn't happen too often. But I don't know if it ever happens to you. Like you sit wrong, and then it pushes that damn emergency button key. I've never wanted to use that for any purpose ever, but it's happened over and over again where you start your alarm off for no reason. Drives me crazy. I wish I could opt out to say I don't want that button on my key fob. I don't want it. I don't see the need. Anyway, where were we? We're cutting stuff. We're gonna cut the rope. I'm just gonna find the rope. Here we go. So this is like some kind of nylon. Like I say, I probably next time I get some rope, I'll get some natural fiber type. But this one is definitely cutting quite easily as well. And we'll do the fold over cut test. And I'm not seeing any problem there. All right, so that's cool. What else can we find? I think we got all those zip ties. Just get one of them. This thing is really, I'm not really seeing a lot going on, so I think, as far as negativity, so I think all we're doing here is just again and again showing until we get to like that shielded cord and maybe the jeans. I think we're just saying over and over again, yeah, it's sharp. I'll do one more with this. There we go. Yep, no major problem. It's not something like I'm cutting with this. I wouldn't say to myself while I'm cutting this, hey, I need to sharpen this knife. But I will. I will sharpen it tomorrow. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. I got some leather belt here. Let's cut the leather. We'll slice it down this way. Nice. Maybe let's cut a piece. We'll cut a length of belt. This is a pretty soft one, so I think I'll roll it up. Do like a little jelly roll thing. Just to see how that works. Look at that. I mean, yeah. It's actually doing even better than I expected, and I was expecting it to do well. Okay, so we did all of that. The belt, let's get the jeans. As long as we got the jeans, we'll throw the knife in the pocket just to show how it does. This one had no problem. Maybe not a lot of retention, but I've never had a problem with it coming out of my pocket. But certainly in and out, quite easy. Quite easy. Nice long. It's got the little branding on there, but not super dark. It does say MSI. It's got the date. So this one says 9/24. So it's a year old. 9/24. Little branding here. It's got the blade steel, that M390 MK, which has been performing quite well today. All right, with fresh jeans here. We'll just cut it this way. No problem. We'll cut into them with the tip and cut through, and into them with the tip and cut through the seam. Yeah, I'm not seeing really any issue here. Hopefully you're seeing it, that I'm not going off the yeah. So I mean, if you need to cut through jeans for any reason, I think this is going to work quite well for that. What's next? I think we might be left with the, I mean, we're going a little quick this time, but I think we're about down the electrical cord. So this one has been the challenging one so far. Some do quite well, some really don't get all the way through it. So you see, I am kind of having to do a little bit of a sawing motion on this one. So I got most way through it, and I'm gonna rotate it around and finish it off. There we go. I'm going to strip it. Wow, look at that. You know, because sometimes you might have to strip a wire and you don't have like the proper tool for the job, right? And that insulation is pretty thick on this one, and it worked well. Very nice. So unwieldy. Let's try it this way and see how it does. I don't know if it'll make it all the way through or not. It's definitely biting in. Let's see if third time's the charm. Nope. Fourth time's the charm. I think it's going to go. It feels like it's going to go. It did. So there you go. Cut right through. So yeah, I'm glad I have this cord, because it really does push a blade, even a sharp blade. But I think this proves it's quite sharp. Quite sharp. Got to clean it up now and get it ready for tomorrow. I don't believe we'll probably start on, we'll see how sharp it feels after it does feel sharp. Let's cut the paper again. It does still feel sharp, so I don't think we're going to start with the coarsest stone. Yeah, see, it seems like it's cutting just as well as it did at the beginning. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, maybe a little bit. So we'll get it fully sharpened up, but probably can do like a shortened version of that cut of the sharpening video. And we'll move on. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for listening to my little public service message about Nick. And, no pressure. If you guys don't, you can't afford to buy something, then, that's the way it is. Because that's the way he would want it to be. He's just a very fair guy. And he's never asking for, he never asked for, like, you to just send him money. Except for, like, memberships and stuff like that. But he's doing video content for that. But as far as, just sending him money because, he would rather have a knife that he can give you a great value on and give you a great deal. So check it out if you can. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Enough talking. I switched it around again. And I will see you on the next one.